Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to online classes. In our last video we have discussed about hydrogen preparations, physical and chemical properties, uses and hydrides, which is hydrides formed by the combination of metals and hydrogen. Ionic hydrides, covalent hydrides, interstitial hydrides. In this session, I am going to discuss about the third component of hydrogen. First component of hydrogen is hydrogen gas. Second, hydrides. Third one is water. It is also a component of hydrogen. So in this topic we discuss about water physical properties, chemical properties, and what is the soft water, hard water, and all. First, water is one of the important components in our day-to-day life. The major part of living organisms made up of water, as we know that. And human body contains 65% of water, plants 95% of water. Now first one. So human body contains around 65% of water. Next, plants. 95% of water present in plants. So, the unusual properties of water due to the extensive hydrogen bonding, and it is important component for living organisms. Now, sources of water. You know already. The major portion of water is located in oceans. 95% of the water present in oceans. The rest of the percentage present in rivers, lakes, ponds, and Arctica, Antarctica. This is the area in which water is present. So no need to take percentages. So oceans are the major source for water. And water acts as a good solvent. Water acts as good solvent due to high dielectric constant. Due to high dielectric constant. Now, physical properties of water. They didn't give preparations of water. It's a slow process. Already most abundant component. Directly we discuss the physical properties of water. Physical properties of water. Water has unique physical properties. The unique behavior of water is due to the hydrogen bonding. Water is a colorless, tasteless, odorless liquid. It is also available in the vapor form as well as solid form. Water is H2O is colorless, odorless, tasteless, generally liquid it is. At high temperature vapor, at low temperature solid. Next, the unusual properties of water due to the extensive extensive hydrogen bond. Actually, the unusual, it means unique properties, unique behavior we can observe in solid state and in liquid phase. Solid phase and in liquid phase, hydrogen bonding and volume, density, these are all unique when compared with the other components. Now, water has a very high values of all physical properties when compared with other components. Those physical properties are boiling points, melting points, boiling points, freezing point. Next one, heat capacity, enthalpy of vaporization, so surface tension, dielectric constant, conductivity. These are all physical properties. So water has high values of these physical properties when compared with other liquids because of the unique behavior. So water has high values of physical properties like surface tension, dielectric constant, conductivity, enthalpy of vaporization, it means during the vaporization the total heat content is called enthalpy of vaporization, surface tension, conductivity, and heat capacity. So these are all very high values. And boiling point, next freezing point. When compared other liquids or compounds. Clear it is. Water has high values of these physical properties. The surface tension of water is very high when compared with other liquids. Melting and boiling points are very high for water when compared with the H2S, H2SC, whatever it may be. So the unusual properties, reason is extensive hydrogen bonding. Unusual properties of water due to the extensive hydrogen bonding. The heat of vaporization and the heat capacity is very high for water. It is due to the moderation in the climate. It means global warming we can observe. It means the temperature will be increased. Due to that, there is a great heat of vaporization and heat capacity. The high heat of vaporization and high heat capacity of water due to moderation of climate and body temperature of human beings. Water is a good solvent. Water is good solvent to dissolve whatever the component that is. Water is polar. Polar means it can dissolve the polar compounds. So polar compounds can be dissolved in polar compounds can be dissolved in water, because water also polar, the compound taken also polar, forces will be matched and easily soluble. Examples are alcohol. Next, due to hydrogen bonding also, due to hydrogen, few covalent compounds can also soluble in water due to hydrogen bonding. Covalent compounds also dissolved in water. Dissolved in water. Reason is, what is the reason here? Hydrogen bond. Covalent compound must be, you have to remember, polar covalent compound. Covalent compound must be polar. It means organic compounds or covalent compounds which is polar covalent, that will be dissolved in water, because water is a polar and organic compounds few also polar, they will be dissolved in water. And due to the hydrogen bonding, covalent bonds can be easily dissolved in water because of the polarity. Now, I'll discuss the differences between the water and D2O, H2O and D2O, deuterium oxide and water physical properties. And write all these properties tabular and tabular form. We discuss one. Okay students, now you compare the physical properties between water and deuterium oxide D2O. Molar mass 18 grams, water oxygen 16, 2 hydrogens 2, each hydrogen 1 mass, totally 2 into 1 2 plus 16 18. Here the mass number for deuterium is 2 into 2 4 plus 16 20. Melting point, ice will be melted at 0 degrees Celsius or 273 kelvins, 276, 373, 374, 40, 41, 285, 294. Enthalpy change in vaporization, enthalpy change in formation, enthalpy change in fusion. Right? Density 1.00 and 1.105. If you observe carefully, all these properties of D2O more than that of which one? H2O. The one and only that is which one? Conductivity. Conductivity more for water, and dielectric constant also more for which one? That is water. So it is viscosity 0.8903 coulomb centipoise. Sorry, it is centipoise. Coulomb square Newton per meter square. Now the conclusion is, no need to by heart all this. To give conclusion, I have mentioned all these properties on the board. So the properties of the physical properties of D2O is higher than H2O. Reason? It is due to molar mass of D2. Means the molar mass is very high for D2O. That's why these properties will vary, and the more values for all these properties for D2O when compared with the H2O. But one and only property, H2O has high dielectric constant when compared with D2O. That's why H2O used as a good solvent. Dielectric constant means it will be broken into simple ions and the solubility will be increased or decreased based on this value, we can say. Now, if dielectric constant increases, solubility also increases and conductivity increases, especially it means ions will be broken, conductivity will be increased, solubility product or ionic product of water also increases. Ionic product of water also increases due to increase in dielectric constant when compared with D2O. These are all physical properties of D2O and H2O. Next, structure of water. Discuss structure of water. We have studied already in the chemical bonding chapter. So water existed in three forms. One is a gas, liquid and solid. First one, in gas phase. Which phase that is? Gas phase. In gas phase, water hybridization. I am not giving you the complete hybridized orbital structure of water. So we have studied already water in chemical bonding, hybridization sp3. Shape, bent shape. Bond angle 104.5 degrees. And central atom is, what is central atom in water? Central atom is oxygen. Oxygen undergoes sp3 with bent shape or angular shape. So oxygen it is hydrogen, two lone pairs, clear? And it is 95.7 picometers. The bond length, OH bond length is 95.7 picometers, and oxygen is more electronegative, hydrogen is which one? Less electronegative. Hydrogen is plus, oxygen is minus. Hydrogen is plus, oxygen is minus. Electropositive, electronegative, it is a polar covalent bond. Clear it is? It is the structure of water in which one? That is gases. In liquid phase also all these properties same as in which one? That is gaseous phase. But in liquid phase, water molecules associated with each other by which bonding? That is hydrogen bonding. There it is. Gas phase means molecules apart from each other, there is no bonding. In liquid phase close to each other, obviously there is a hydrogen bonding between the first water molecule as well as the second water molecule. So hydrogen bonding you can say like this: water, second molecule, third molecule, like this. Three water molecules are. So there is a hydrogen bonding between the electropositive hydrogen and electronegative oxygen. Hydrogen bonding, right? water has totally two hydrogens. So here hydrogen bonding with another H2O, clear. Hydrogen bonding with another H2O, right? And here two are there, pairs, electrons, negative charge. These also can participate in which bonding, that is hydrogen bonding. Maximum totally 4 hydrogen bonds possible. Maximum hydrogen bonds possible by one H2O molecule are totally how many? 4. Remember, generally we can observe these two hydrogen bonds, first one and second one. I am telling you clearly that possible maximum hydrogen bonds per one water molecule are totally how many? 4. This is in which phase? Liquid phase. Properties are as it is. Next, in solid phase. In solid phase, it means ice. It is also called as a crystalline form of water. Right. In solid phase, the structure of water in solid phase, it is called ice. It is also called crystalline form of water. So what ice existed at 0 degrees Celsius. At atmospheric pressure, it will be existed as a hexagonal form. When you still decrease the temperature, it means at low temperature, obviously the hexagonal form is converted into a cubic form. Right. So the first one, at atmospheric pressure, ice existed in hexagonal form. It means hexagonal rings. Next, at very low temperature, so it will be in, ice will be in which one, that is cubic form. Cubic form. As you know that hybridization sp3 shape, everything taken in a single molecule, it's a common bend shape like that. Next, density of ice greater than which one, that is density of ice is greater or less here, less than that of water. Water means it is a liquid. Density of ice is less. Because one common simple example I will tell you, that is 100 members stand in our class. There is no order, they sit on their own, there is no order. 100 members. So this is a liquid phase. I came to the class and I told you that all of you go to the ground and stand in a great order with a gap, front, back, left, right. So equal gap, that too equal gap. So all of you stand in ground with a great order. Then obviously the whole ground will be filled by these 100 members. It means ground volume is more than that of a classroom. Just observe carefully, students. Classroom is just assumed as a liquid phase. You stand on your own, no order, simply you sit. So when I came to class, I told you that go to the ground and stand in a great order. When you stand in a great order, obviously there is a great volume. Volume increases, mass will be, volume increases, density will be, what happened here, decreases. Density relation we know already. Mass by which one, that is 1. Volume increases, density will be decreases. In which case ground. Ground is ice. Classroom is a clear. So how volume increased? Due to the great order or great disorder? Due to great order of molecules. Here these 100 members, just like as H2O molecules 100. In ground also 100 members stood in a great order. Order means hydrogen bonds will in a great order. So 100 members sit in classroom. There is a disorder in hydrogen. 100 members stand in a ground. Obviously there is a great order. Understood? Due to the highly ordered hydrogen bonds in the ground, nothing but ice. Volume is more, density will be less. Clear this? It is due to highly ordered extensive hydrogen. It is also called extensive hydrogen. Clear? This is very, what is the reason for? Actually 2 questions are there. Which is having less density? Ice. And why? Due to highly ordered hydrogen bonds. Next, structure of ice. Ice is a 3-dimensional structure. Ice is highly ordered 3-dimensional. Which bonding is there? Hydrogen bonded structure. Very important. Highly ordered hydrogen bonded 3-dimensional structures. As per X-ray diffraction studies, in ice, each and every oxygen tetrahedrally surrounded by other four oxygens. Central oxygen, one is upside, downside 3, totally like tetrahedrally, totally 4 oxygens tetrahedrally surrounded. Hexagonal structure will observe now. Hexagonal means, these are hexagonal rings. Just imagine hexagonal rings. So it is a 3D structure. I cannot draw 3D structure on the board. So we can draw simply like this. Drawing. Okay. Another ring it is. So like this many rings one by one arranged 3-dimensionally, it is difficult to draw. Just and show this. Next one. Totally hexagonal structure I am drawing now. These are the 6 oxygen atoms. So 1 H2O, another H2O, clear? Another H2O, right? Another H2O, clear? Another H2O and another H2O. Totally how many H2Os are there? 6. So these all are connected by hydrogen bonds, H and O, connected by hydrogen. H and O, connected by hydrogen. 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 Clear? In one hexagonal, how many H2O molecules are there? 6 H2O molecules. By which bonds they are? Hydrogen bonds. So very hexagonal structures. Next, chemical properties of. Till now we have discussed about the physical properties. Now we discuss about chemical properties of water. Chemical properties of water. Chemical properties of water. First one, amphoteric nature. Amphoteric nature of water. Amphoteric means both the acidic nature as well as basic nature. It can treat with acid or base. Now, water can treat with a base NH3, then give rise to NH4, right? Water can treat with acid, then give rise to H3O plus, H is shifted to H2, H3O plus Cl plus. It is acid, it is base. Water can treat with base as well as acid. That's why water has which nature? Amphoteric in nature. Second one. Self-ionization. Self-ionization. It is also called autoprotolysis. Auto means on its own self. Proto means proton. Olysis means by division proton will be released out. H2O plus H2O give rise. So chance is there, it will be impossible. This H2O can gain one proton from this H plus. If it gains H2 converted into H3O plus, it is losing. That's why it becomes OH minus. It is gaining proton acceptor. Proton acceptor is in this. So after proton acception, the residual part is H3O plus. It is conjugate acid. Base gives a conjugate acid. It is donating proton. Proton donor it is. Proton donor is Bronsted acid. So after donation of proton, the left part is OH minus. The residual part after donation of proton is OH minus. Clear? So acid gives conjugate base. Base gives conjugate acid. Acid gives conjugate base. So on its own, it donates proton and it accepts proton. That's why it is called self-ionization. Next. Redox reactions involving in redox reaction So here 2Na plus 2H2O gives rise to 2NaOH plus hydrogen gas will be released. Clear? Sodium oxidation state will be 0 because it is in elemental state. Here it is a plus 0 to plus 1. Increase in oxidation state called oxidation. Clear? Hydrogen generally plus 1 oxidation state. 2 are there, plus 2. Minus 2 oxygen. Balanced. Plus 1 is converted into 0. Hydrogen is present in elemental form. That's why it is 0. Plus 1 to 0 means decrease in oxidation state called reduction. Oxidation and reduction present in a single reaction called redox reaction. Here hydrogen can be easily liberated. Hydrogen gas easily liberated by which one? That is Na, sodium. Here sodium itself undergoes oxidation. That's why acting as a reducing agent. It reduces H2O into which one? H2. Sodium reduces water into which one? That is H2. It is a reducing agent. Itself involved in oxidation, but it reduces H2O into H2. It liberates hydrogen gas when treated with a sodium metal. Next, water is reduced to H2. Water is oxidized to O2. Water is oxidized to O2, very important. Water is reduced to H2. Keep in mind all of you. Right. Examples. First one, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. So you know that already. Photosynthesis reaction. 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O. 12 H2O gives rise to C6 H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2. So instead of cancelling this, then you can write simply also, that is 6CO2 plus 6H2O gives rise to, then C6 H12O6 plus 6O2. What is the gas liberated? Oxygen gas will be liberated. Water is oxidized to which one? O2. I have written clearly. Oxidized to. Water is oxidized to O2 in this reaction. So 4F2 plus O2 gives rise to O2 or H2O it is. H2O. Then 2H2O if you take. Then 4HF plus left atoms are oxygen O2. Water is oxidized to O2 by fluorine. Water is oxidized to O2 by CO2. So this is important reaction. These two are reduced to H2, oxidized to O2. Next, hydrolysis reaction. It means it can react with any oxide, then forms acids. Right. Hydrolysis reaction. Hydrolysis. P4O10 phosphorus pentoxide treated with H2O, then gives rise to 4H3PO4 phosphoric acid. 4 3 is 12, that's why I am taking 6. So SiCl4 treated with H2O, then gives rise to SiO2. SiO2 plus 4HCl. 4 hydrogens to those 4 hydrogens. So they will be hydrolyzed, then use the corresponding compounds. Next, hydrate formation. Hydrate formation. Hydrate formation. Hydrate formation means from aqueous solutions, few salts will be separated out as a crystals in hydrate forms. So from aqueous solutions, few salts separated in hydrated crystals. Hydrated crystals by hydrogen bonding water. There are 3 types of hydrated forms. So first one is coordinated compounds. Coordinated water. Coordinated water. So example is CrH2O 6 times Cl3. So already in coordination chemistry I have discussed Cr totally 6 H2Os by coordinate covalent bonds. O can donate a lone pair H2, it is H2O, 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 H2O like this. Clear? These are all coordinate covalent bonds by water. That's why it is called coordinated water. Outside 3Cl minus ions. Second one, interstitial water. Interstitial water. Interstitial water means if you take a solid, so inside there is a gap. We have studied in the solid state. Interstitial defect, the Frenkel defect, the Schottky defect like that. In those gaps, so few water molecules will be trapped. Such water is called as an interstitial water. Example is barium chloride, 2H2. For example, our classroom is assumed as a interstitial solid. In between benches there is a gap. Those are named as interstices and the position called interstitial position. That gap is occupied by a water molecule, that is called interstitial water. Third one is hydrogen bonded water. Hydrogen bonded water. For example, it means the water molecule existed as a hydrogen. Example is CuSO4 5H2O 5 moles of H2. Then it will be also written as CuH2O 4 times SO4 minus 2 and 1H2. 1H2. Remember, these 4 H2O molecules are coordinated. It means like this they will arrange H2O, H2O, H2O 4 around the carbon, and the outside molecule is hydrogen bonded. This one is very important. Which of the following is hydrogen bonded compound? Answer will be this one. So very important. They will give you like this or like this. You have to understand. So which of the following compound contains coordinated water as well as hydrogen bonded water? CuSO4 5H2. So inside square bracket coordinate covalent bond, outside square bracket hydrogen. Here it is. It is a counter ion. It is a ligand. So coordinated is a ligand. Already discussed. It is outside one, counter molecule. Students, with this we have discussed about chemical properties of water. So in our next video we discuss the hard water as well as soft water.